Welcome to another episode of Velocity Chaos!
Coming to you at the speed of sound, we are on the air at the Hexapod Soundhouse Studios in Cleveland, Ohio. Man, I really wanted a Maverick flyby on that one.
I think there was.
Yeah, probably. 737, JetBlue, heading to Pittsburgh. Oh, man, it's good to be in the studio with you guys. So happy to be here. My name is Nick. Welcome. It's the 60 episode of Velocity Cast podcast. We're super excited to be crossing this threshold, and I couldn't be more proud to be here with my co-host, Luke.
Hey, how is it going? We are here with Nick and our tried true classic trusty DJ StowandGo. How you doing?
Doing real good, fellas. Glad to be here.
Oh, we're glad to have you, Nick. What do we got on the show today?
On the 60th episode of the Velocity Cast podcast, we have 3 segments lined up for you. How does it do that? Where we're going to talk about one of the miracles in nature. We're going to do Hypothetical Life. Luke has a brilliant idea to investigate our alternate egos, our superhero selves. And we are going to do some trivia. Are you smarter than a podcaster? So hang out for that. We want you to prove your worth and your value over ours. Make sure we know our place in the world.
They can't do it.
Stick with us all the way through the end. We'll do 10 questions in that trivia segment. Just a reminder to our returning listeners and a note for our new friends. Here at the Velocity Cast podcast, we explore the highest heights of human knowledge and the lowest depths of crude humor. Our mission is to tickle that pink thing between your ears, poke the frontal lobe, and sometimes just smash the laugh box. So, hop in and buckle up for an infotainment ride across the airwaves.
But before we get into all that, just a reminder to follow us on Instagram at Velocity Chaos Pod, Facebook, YouTube, Velocity Chaos Podcast, or if you're feeling frisky, send us an email like some other people have been doing at velocitychaospodcast@gmail.com. We just want to thank each and every one of you for your everlasting loving support. Thank you.
Let's do it. Before we do anything at all, I want to do a warm-up. We need to keep building this habit that we have completely ignored but projected over the last episodes. We're going to do a warm-up where we're going to just take 2 words that the DJ StowandGo is going to provide for us, and we're just going to connect the dots between the 2 words.
We're like old-timers patients. We forget. Oh, no, Alzheimer's. Yeah. It's like, maybe we should do that misconnection thing.
We'll definitely do.
Oh, yeah.
Misconnection.
We'll do that at the beginning of every one, right?
It's always a misconnection.
Yeah.
The wires have not touched. We have not done it, but we're going to do it today.
Something else.
Yeah, make the connection. So hit it with us. Hit us with it.
DJ StowandGo.
Just hit you with it.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. I want you to make a connection between cartoons and pyramids.
Oh, yeah. Ready?
Ready.
Cartoons.
Bugs Bunny.
Rabbits.
Hunting.
Guns.
Powder.
Cocaine.
Dust.
Dune.
Sand.
Golden.
Kings.
Monuments.
Pyramids.
Dang. Yeah.
Just a few ums and uhs, but I think we got there.
Yeah, we'll get better.
Decently.
We'll get better.
We're getting there.
We're going too fast. I don't think our listeners can even keep up with us. We're just too good.
We're flying. We're space lords.
It's flying through space, lords. We are space lords flying through space on the 60th episode of Velocity Chaos podcast. And so here we go. Our first segment is going to be How Does It Do That? This is a segment where we talk about amazing things from around the world, how they work, what's the magic sauce? What's the magic dust, if you will, that makes these things work? And today we are going to talk about the electric eel.
Those just shocking tubes.
Shocking, I know. Shocking topics on the Velocity Chaos podcast. The electric eel, electric eels, they also go by their scientific name, Electrophorus electricus.
that a Pokemon?
Might as well be, but it is one of the coolest scientific names.
Electroforest, go!
Oh, well, here's my upgraded evolved Electricus.
What? It's so powerful.
Their powers cancel each other out. I need a leaf Pokemon. Okay, well, so anyway, you want to just riff on Pokemon for a second?
Yeah.
No, I don't. We'll cover that later. So they're actually more closely related to catfish than they are eels.
Really?
They're more like a fish.
Huh.
And I think it's something to do with the habitat, their body makeup, and then obviously DNA. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like kind of go through some of this. If you want to hop off at any of these wild facts, let me know. If you want to just talk about them at the end, happy to do that as well. Got a couple tidbits at the end that are quite funny. So, how does it do that? These amazing river dwellers can grow up to 6 feet long and predominantly reside in the slow-moving river habitats and pools along the Amazon in South America.
Ah, so these are just river monsters,
Exactly.
not ocean dwellers.
They're mythical river monsters. And I think that's the other thing, unlike their counterparts, eels, which a lot of eels like live in the ocean and saltwater.
Yeah.
And so these are more like freshwater fish.
Oh.
They
How
live
long?
6 feet.
Jesus Christ.
It's a big fish, man.
6 feet long.
6 feet long. So these animals are they're almost blind, completely blind, and they live in the very murky, muddy parts of the Amazon. So they don't really go by sight. They actually, I believe I saw this, that they create like a small electric field around them,
Sounds intense.
and it actually they're able to sense when other fish swim. The muscle contractions or the heartbeat is like sends out an electric current that they pick up in their electric field, and that's how they hunt. They know how to track stuff down sightlessly with their electric senses.
It's like bat sonar, but
Electric whiskers.
yeah.
It's probably more
Put my little tendrils out there.
yeah.
Electric tendrils. You can't see 'em.
Electric tendrils
I'm
all
gonna
over
get
the
you.
place.
I'm gonna shock you.
I'm a shock you. It's all fun and games though until one of these bad boys charges up and lets one loose.
Yeah, bites your nut while you're swimming.
Well, first it's gonna fry it.
Oh.
It's gonna fry it.
Okay, yeah, you gotta cook it before you eat it.
They like cracked walnuts. So the big ones have been known to unleash shocks of up to 500 volts of electricity.
Damn.
In some cases, that's enough to stop a human heart. It's certainly enough to stun a human.
Yeah.
But
The question is, like, if they do that, how far of a shockwave is sent out as far as electricity in the water?
that's a fascinating question. I think it's got to be pretty close.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, one of the advantages of like, I was watching an actual eel like hunt through stuff. It's pretty murky, so the other fish can't really see it, and it gets pretty close. I'd say within inches,
So it's the mud, maybe the muddy waters that stop the electricity from just.
I just think it's the electricity disperses. I'm not a electrician. Maybe you have more insight into how this electricity works. But let's just like delve into like the actual biology around it, because it's fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Like, they're not little cyborgs. They are nature's little electric plants. The process involves 3 elongated organs that make up most of the eel's body. They're called the sacs organ,
Yep.
the hunter's organ, and the main organ.
They were very clever with
Yeah.
these.
The last one especially.
Sax and Hunter found out electric eels and
Yeah.
like, oh damn, there's 3 organs.
There's only 2 scientists.
So are these? We got the sax and the Hunter, and that one's the main one.
The wild part is they literally comprise most of the eel's body. All of the eel's vital organs exist in the first 20% of the eel, and the rest are these things. So like all the heart and all the lung, everything like that, it's stashed in the first 20% of the body.
So you cut it off, it still lives.
Cut off the head. That would be an interesting experiment. Anyway, these 3 organs are what create the ability for these fish to pull off the electric magic trick. And it all works because they have these specialized muscle cells that are called electrocytes. Not to be confused with electrolytes,
Yeah.
which is the stuff in Gatorade.
Yeah.
You don't want to drink electrocytes.
Yeah, I was thinking, that's they got Gatorade just pulling off electric eels.
That's like
electrocytes.
the pro athletes get electrocytes, and like the average Joe gets electrolytes.
It's like no, they get the full dosage of electrocytes, and we get the lights.
It's like powering up. Oh man, that's actually great. All the QBs out there on the commercials, they're just like their eyes just like shrink down. That's why like the running back is like just charging through people. The guy like blows back. Anyway, electrocytes are packed into the organs listed above by the thousands, and they're these little like flat disc-shaped cells, and they're stacked really tight and packed together. And the way like the nerves ending, they only go into one side of it, so it kind of creates like a reservoir rather than like a lot of synapses and nerves in the body. Like it runs through all the way through, like but this one's like almost like a sac, right? Huh. And so when the eel when it's ready to fire off a shock, okay, it sends a signal down its nervous system, and that is electricity moving across through the body of the eel. And when it gets down into those electrocytes, it like sends these positively charged ions into the cell and creates like a little like pocket of energy. Huh. And then that because of the buildup of those ions, it creates a small electric charge. And I'm talking about like really small. It's like 150 millivolts.
So we're not even getting to 9-volt batteries sticking your tongue on them.
No. But in each column, there are between 5,000 and 10,000 electrocytes. So you start doing the math of that 150 millivolts, it starts to stack up and compound really fast. Yeah. And what we know about electricity is that because it happens, I was just going to bypass that. What happens is that it works really fast. So the signal comes down from the brain, goes through the muscles, all of that stuff charges up and then pops at the same time. So all those 150 little mini fires end up going at the same time, stacking on top of each other, and compounds the electric current all the way up through those hundreds of volts of electricity. It's some pretty intense chemistry. It was a little bit hard for me to get through it all. But
gotta say, damn nature, you scary.
Yeah. Imagine how, like, what did that one eel like say to the other eel? Like, hey, like, you're sparky. I like that. I want to mate with you. And then just like offspring with sparkiness and just. Yeah.
What happened? Or were there like two eels that were performing some inner sex things, and then they got shocked by like hit by a bolt of lightning, and then they became electric eels, and then their offspring.
Anyway, it's really fascinating that it's all contracted in the muscles. So, I mean, it's all those little micro cells working together to pull off this big shock. And I mean, it's mind blowing too, because like the eel isn't harmed. So it's like an expulsion of energy.
A real life Pokemon.
Yeah. It's really a real life Pokemon.
Use Thunderbolt.
It's a seriously amazing animal, but there are two other species in the world that can produce electricity outside of their body as well. It's the electric catfish and the electric ray.
Huh. And you don't hear much about those.
Yeah, because the electric eel is more cool.
Yeah.
More cool.
So much more cooler.
The funny thing, the really interesting thing is there's records of like the Egyptians writing about the electric catfish and understanding, like they probably thought it was more of a mystical power. But the Romans were much more smart. Wow. Wow. Much more cooler, much more smarter. Oh God. Yeah, thank you. Presenting this like scientific presentation. I just can't use words. The Romans were smarter. They actually were using the electric ray to treat headaches and like seizures. They would wrap the ray around a person's head and like poke it, and it would shock the person. And because their like voltage was lower than an eel, like imagine wrapping an eel around your head and just boom.
Okay, we're gonna have you lay on this table here. I'm gonna apply the pad to your front head.
German.
Sorry, was it Roman?
Or can you imagine running in and just be like, clear, and you just take a giant 6-foot fish and just like slap the person with it. Like, clear.
I'm allergic to seafood.
We have another problem. The patient's allergic to seafood.
Dude, so
Started his heart up again, but now he's like just totally puffed up.
dude, so you're talking about the electrical component of this and how many volts it is. But you hear any electrician will say like, well, it's not the volts that kills you, it's the amps. It's the currents. How much actually hits you in the heart. And I looked up, electric eels can produce up to 1 amp of current.
Yeah.
And the actual lethal, what you need to be lethal is 1/10 of an amp.
Oh.
So they can kill you 10 times over. Like you will feel 100th of an amp.
So you and 9 of your buddies could be holding hands, wading the river, and
we'll make it across if we stick together.
That's the new Tide Pod craze, where it's going to be eel parties. We're going to have electric parties.
Well, you have like YouTubers out there trying to like get an eel and they get shocked, and it's like that's like playing with fire.
Yeah,
that's
good.
like playing with
that's survival of the fittest right there.
Get rid of some dum-dums. But
Yeah,
the
play
crazy
stupid games, win stupid prizes.
I like that.
That's my favorite or one of them.
I could picture ancient like Latin American cultures, gathering up a bunch of eels and unleashing them into somebody's water source or throwing them at people. I mean,
What if they
the scoff of death.
What if they crawl up the duct system and then they're in your toilet and then they're right at your gooch?
That would be quite the
And I only thought I had to worry about toilet spiders and toilet snakes
and toilet alligators.
toilet rats. Now I
There's
got
a lot of
toilet eels.
toilet eels. That'd be quite the shocker. But yeah, electric eels, man, fascinating creatures. They're so weird. They have really weird lungs. Like they don't really have gills, so they don't breathe the same as other fish. They actually have to come up for air, and that's because it's actually an adaptation that the very poor oxygen.
Bless you.
The poor oxygen water in the Amazon, because like a lot of those pools are just like stagnant and whatever, so like the oxygen gets used up, so they have to come up and just like buzz, 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 buzz. Bzz, bzz, bzz. Yeah, that's how they do it.
Just taking, yeah.
That's the call of the eel.
40-year
Singing.
smoker.
Yeah.
Call of the eel is the name of.
Got a stoma.
Yeah. But yeah, man, that's eels for you. Electric eels.
How come we haven't, just started breeding these and then you make energy out of them?
He's going to charge up your things.
Yeah, just charge everyone, get electric eel tanks, and then plug them in.
They did that in Spider-Man. Look what happened. You got a
Charge up your device.
shocking, electrifying performance out of Jamie Foxx.
Is that what happened in that?
Yeah, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 that nobody watched, but I love Andrew Garfield for life, baby.
Tobey
Andy
Maguire's
G.
my Spider-Man.
Andy G only. Get that Tom Holland shit out of here. Just kidding. I don't want any rabid fans coming after me. Anyway.
Yeah, Toby or bust.
Tell me your I want to respond to that so bad, but before I do, I wanted to bring up the device. The device is so easy and convenient to use. Even your grandma could use it. We could probably power this with electric eels. That's actually who got it for me for my birthday. Your grandma. Yes, your grandma got me the device. The device was designed in a top secret laboratory by top tier scientists using top drawer tools. The device is state of the art technology and won't let you down, just like your grandma. So don't let us down by use the VC Pod BOGO at checkout to get a second of the device for 50% off to give to a friend. This is not an actual product service idea, just in case you thought it was. It's not. If there's something out there with the same name, we are unaware and have no affiliation, offer no judgment on the actual product service idea.
That is perfect segue noise for this next segment on our 60th episode. We were just actually talking about superheroes. And a few episodes, I think on 57, Nick brought up a long dead topic of ours of hypothetical life, where we take a hypothetical topic and we delve into what if we were in that situation, what would we do? And I think that was originally the heart of Velocity Chaos podcast. That's how we started most of our episodes. And so that got me thinking, like, we did rock stars. Well, let's do superheroes. And we were already kind of on the superhero topic of Spider-Man's, Tobey Maguire's, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So I figured, what if we, generate some names and then create our powers and backstory and what flaws do we have? What kind of do we have assistants or sidekicks or?
Well, yeah, I mean, especially too, like we'll post a link to this and stuff. If listeners out there, if they want to join the Chaos League or whatever we end up deeming our group of superheroes, then feel free to go on out there, create your identity, and then send us your resume.
Yeah.
See if we'll let you into the secret sanctum. Secret sanctum.
I like it. So here are our superhero names. DJ StowandGo is Shadow Hex. Ooh, the Hex.
Shadow Hex.
Nick over here is Hawkfly. And I'm over here, Luke. They call me Mega Clock.
All the ladies call it Mega Clock.
It's so big.
All the guys call him Mega Clock too, though.
Yeah, just my name.
Yeah, because that's his brand. He's developed it up.
What time is it? It's clocking time.
Time for you to get clocked.
Don't make me get out my clock.
Oh my!
All right, time's ticking.
Right. So
Got some catchphrases we can do. So, what are you guys? What kind of, based on the names, what are your powers? Oh, of Hawkfly, what do you got?
I can fly. Definitely can fly.
Yeah.
But like, I have to do the Achilles heel is like I have to do the flapping part of it. Like I just can't be like phew, like with the Superman stuff. Like I actually have to flap and take off. Not like crazy. Like I'm not generating the power to fly, but as long as I'm doing that, I can glide and change my height and altitude.
Yeah.
It's more of a nuanced kind of thing. It's part curse, part gift. And then I don't have I have like extended telescopic vision, so I can see really, really far, which is cool. I can that helps me when I'm up high. I'm kind of like I'm like a support type scout kind of.
Yeah, that's cool.
But the flying aspects give me stuff. My weaponry, like I don't have a bow and arrow because like that's lame. But I do have slingshot arm catapults.
Nice.
On both arms. So I fly, flap, and then I aim, and then I shoot, and then I have to flap again.
Okay, we're at altitude.
My pecs are just ginormous. I like it helps me keep the beach bod going. So flight, telescopic vision, like insane aim.
Do you have sharp talons?
I have Super Hawk mode. But it's like I go kind of crazy. It's like my animal mode.
You're like a Megazord.
Megazord kind of thing. I get, extended talons and like they can cut through like pretty much anything kind of deal.
That sounds sweet.
Yeah.
Shadow Hex, what about you?
Well, my main power is that I can claim souls, but I have to do it. My weakest point is definitely during high noon because I have to either teleport through other people's shadows or darker areas. So nighttime is my strongest suit. I can basically sneak up on anybody. I'm gonna manifest myself.
That's great.
I'm very sneaky.
I can.
That is.
It's called night teleportation. I can actually move through the night at any point, so long as I'm not in dead spotlight. So.
Oh, sweet. Okay, you teleport through shadows. Got it.
So light is your enemy.
Yep.
But you're a good guy.
I'm a good guy, but if my shadow grasps hold of you, that's how I absorb you down in the shadow realm. So I can take you and take you into Planet Terror.
Super vigilante.
He's the night shift guy.
Yeah.
he handles all the late night third shifts.
Yeah. My cousin DJ night shift.
You guys hang out together recording tracks when you're not out there sucking bad guys out. Sucking them off the streets.
Sucking everyone off.
Sucking everyone off.
That's sucking souls.
Okay, so you're definitely an anti-hero. You're the moody one in our bunch.
Yeah. Over here we got the Mega Clock. I have impeccable timing, naturally. I can't. My problem is, being around like electricity or stuff that changes like currents and stuff. It throws off my circadian rhythm.
So you and the eels don't get along.
Yeah, eels don't work. Any like magnets and stuff like that kind of throws me off my rhythm. And if I'm off rhythm, I'm useless.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's tough for me to do that. I can go backwards in time 5 seconds.
Yeah.
But only for
That's
5
sweet.
seconds.
Can you stack it? Can you
No.
keep going back?
Just for 5 seconds.
How long is your recharge time?
5 seconds.
So you can pretty much just stay
Yeah.
where you are. But you can see in the future or in the past 5
I can, yeah, something can happen in 5 seconds and I can go back 5 seconds.
I know exactly what happened 5 seconds ago.
I know exactly what happened 5 seconds ago. I know exactly what happened 5 seconds. Hey, we can't win them all.
Yeah, what about? If you charge up your power, maybe you can extend that time a little bit.
I'll have to work on it.
Okay,
And I can
anything
slow
else?
down time, if need be for 5 seconds. But I can't do it for very long.
Okay.
Can't do it. I can't maintain it.
You're relatively new. You're the rookie, it sounds
Yeah.
like. You haven't developed all your powers yet.
Yeah, they were like, maybe it should be minor clock. No, I'm mega clock. I was here on time. I was first.
I get to pick. All right. Well, cool. Okay, so we kind of got our powers down. We know we're a superhero group.
Yeah.
What's kind of your personality in the gang? You want to go back around?
Yeah, you can go
Let's
back around.
Let's go reverse.
All right. Personality. Always, I'm the one that makes the schedules, trying to keep everyone on time and punctual.
You're organized.
I'm a stickler for being on time.
You're all about the details.
Yeah, I'm the details guy, making sure we got the minutia, making sure lunch is always, prepared. I'm the organizer of the group.
Yeah.
I guess I'm a hard ass when it comes to, everyone being, hey, come on, it's 30 seconds after your time you're supposed to be here. It's still 30 seconds late.
But because of all that work, I mean, you're pretty good at spotting like incongruencies with like criminal stuff. So when we're doing all the detective work, that's where you really come in handy.
Yeah.
You bust alibis like nobody's business.
Yeah. Are you sure you were at the coffee shop at 7:37? I have sources that say otherwise.
This receipt says.
Yeah, this receipt. Yeah.
The perp left here 6 seconds ago. Damn it.
I could have got his face. No, we rely on Mega Clock for a lot of attention to detail. Because a superhero is heroism isn't all just about punching jaws and shooting people out of the sky. It's a lot of thinking and legwork. So
Yeah, you gotta be organized to a degree.
we got to have you as a team. We wouldn't be able to function without Mega Clock.
Yeah, but he could loosen up. Mega Clock could loosen up a little bit, but if he does, he's not going to be on time. That's when things are off.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Your character flaw. Like if you go on a bender,
Yeah, that's
you got that kind of obsessive personality sometimes.
Yeah.
You end up just freaking out and like we don't see it for 2 days. Come back and our schedule's messed up.
Yeah.
We don't know what we're doing. We don't know which bad guys we're punching that day.
Yeah.
It's bad news. So we gotta keep a tight leash on Mega Clock.
gotta keep me in check. What about you, Shadow Hex?
I'm a bit of a shut-in. I like to kind of keep to myself, and I stay in the darkness most of the time in our clubhouse. So
During the day.
yeah, during the day, I mean, definitely a solo artist. I like to, kind of operate, under the shadow of suspicion.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, I don't really fly with the rest of the group as much as I can. I'm typically the late one to all the group meetings. But
that's intense.
I noticed.
That does help me a lot though, because I'm very unsuspecting. When we're taking out all the other supervillains. So a lot of times I'm the one who tends up to sneak up from behind you.
Yeah.
Nice.
And just get you when you're not paying attention.
You do the old reach around.
Mhm.
You're the
I always tend to reach around the bad guys
Yeah.
and just get them when they least expect it.
yeah, just suck them.
Sneak up behind him, suck him into the underworld.
No, that's cool. You're like the the anti-hero. You're the bad boy of the group.
Suck him to their knees.
All the groupies really love Shadow Hex. He's very, very metro, very, very forward, and all our fans like that a lot.
What about Hawkfly?
Hawkfly is like kind of like the peppy one in the group. He's definitely the one who's got big ideas, sees the world from a different angle, a different view, and really wants to be the Boy Scout, which gets him in trouble sometimes because. Sometimes he's like, we got to be flexible. And Mega Clock's like, no. And like, got to stick to the schedule. And so they have kind of this brotherly tension between them. But without each other, they'd be nothing.
Yeah.
Hawkfly, yeah, he's definitely more out there, sociable, like trying to get, live appearances for the group. And sometimes that really bothers Shadowhex because he's just like, nah, man, crowds aren't my thing. Like he doesn't like to appear in front of public. But
can we get a flag here?
Yeah. But Hawkfly likes to push the group. Like, it's all good intentions.
Soaring the group to new heights.
Yeah, it's all good intentions. He just cares about his team.
Got to get everyone out of their shell.
Yeah, and he knows, like, especially Megaclock has some work to do on his superpowers. So it's like the only way of getting that honed is through experience. So
yeah.
Would you say Hawkfly is he's like the face of the group? He's the superhero.
Maybe tries to be, but it's just because there's only 3 in the group right now. So
if it fits into the schedule.
Yeah. So somebody's got to do the public relations stuff so that people don't just think Shadowhex is freaking sucking people off in alleys. Yeah. There's very clear sucking people down in alleys. Yeah. So that's where Hawkfly comes in. It's like, no, he was sucking their soul out of their chest. So like he's the PR guy in a lot of ways.
What about backstory? What was the origin of Hawkfly?
Hawkfly comes from a long line of the hawker. What is it called? Hawk hunting. What do they call it? The people who
hunt hawks.
I'm looking at
falconers.
Falconers.
Okay.
And but we used hawks.
Hawkeners.
Hawkneys. There's the Falconers and the Hawkneys, and this is like a long ancient rival. And like the Falconers like really look down on my family. And so, but my family decided to get more into tech, like Falconers are going by the wayside because like their services aren't really needed except for really rural parts of the world. But Hawkeners got into like a lot of drone stuff, a lot of surveillance stuff for the military. And so my ancestors have made fortunes in technology, especially government contracts and stuff like that. So through that, my family has kept pushing like the symbiotic relationship with hawks. Nice. And so there's some biological experiments and some crazy shit that went down when I was like 5 years old. And I, essentially spent a whole year in a hawk coop on a roof, and they taught me how to fly. And they're probably more my family than the cold-hearted like rich people that provided me all this cool gear. But just through some biological changes, some wildlife wisdom, and a lot of money going into some cool ass tech, like that's me in a nutshell. I'm definitely the billionaire boy storyline.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but I gave it all up to be with you guys.
Well, thanks, man. Shadowhex, how'd you get your start?
I mean, I actually have a bit of a darker story in that my father is actually turns out as a supervillain.
Whoa.
And he actually comes from the mountain of Niflheim in Germany, and he controls the underworld in Germany. So it's very specific, but he's actually a ghost figure. He controls pretty much all ghosts of the underworld, and being the individual kind of punk kid that I was, stepped away from that and took myself to the States, but just to try to make my own turn, but really couldn't get away from the dark powers that I do have. So trying to use those for good as best I can, other than times when it helps me. But
got that father-son tension, but rears its ugly head.
Definitely.
You try to control the beast. I got you. We're here for you, though, boy.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming to this meeting on time too.
Shadowhex has some of the most he's like the one of the more powerful. Like he's like a level 9.
Yeah, he's
natural force. Yeah, don't piss him off.
I'm glad he's on our side.
Yeah. Well, that's why we hang out with him.
Yeah. That's why we make sure he's on time for these meetings.
Yeah.
I'm just here for the free rent.
Because your dad kicked you out of the underworld. Man, the apartments down there was shit anyway.
Oh, Megaclock started out. Oh, he was just a regular guy, just a geologist. And one day he was handling a piece of quartz, and somehow he took the quartz and he was mining it in this like little wherever like in a little cave site.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, that's peculiar. And then he finds this old little like timepiece, like kind of like archaeology too. Like it was in with the quartz, and he finds this old timepiece, and he picks it up, and it starts like swirling around him, and like him and the quartz and the timepiece all kind of merged into like one thing. So now like the clock is him. And so there must have been, we would probably delve deeper into the backstory of the clock and the magical quartz, so now there's like a, history of that at some ancient times where, the clock went out.
I mean, like his powers, we're still really learning about the backstory of Mega Clock, and it's a mystery. And
there was once a great clock sorcerer.
It's weird wizard, too. Something about the quartz like makes everybody refer to him in third person, including Mega Clock.
Yeah,
referring to himself.
Yeah, because it's not the person of Mega Clock is Mega Clock.
Yeah, gotcha. We better rewind 5 seconds to double check that.
Yeah. I mean,
to clarify,
I'm just a geologist, Matt Clockman.
Matt Clockman. That's amazing. Yeah. Do you have what's your alternate ego? What's your street name? Shadow Hex. Shadow Hex's street name. What's your alter ego? Matt Clockman is Mega Clock.
Mine's just Jack.
Jack. Yeah. Hawkfly's name is Cornelius Fintupulus Waglulian Smith.
Which words did you just vomit together?
Cornelius Quintupulus Magnulius Smith.
Before we get into,
he even forgets his name.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's it's all game hawking family. But before we get into who our arch enemy nemesis is, do you guys have sidekick or an assistant, like something that you tap into or use for resources? I guess I'll go first here on this one. So I don't really necessarily have anyone I work personally with, because I haven't found like to take under my arm. Second or our arm, because no one can stay on the same tempo as me that closely, but I do work well within the Velocity Chaos superhero group, but I do have a guy that I contact. He's actually a clock worker, Hans the clocksmith, and
nice.
he kind of keeps me up to date, and he's like an Alfred in a way.
Keeps you ticking.
Yeah, keeps me ticking. I go to him for like checkups and stuff, and
cool.
Yes, these
he's a bit of a tinkerer.
Yeah, he's a tinkerer, exactly. Gotcha. Yes, you're a little dusty in here. So he has to clean me out.
Could say he even winds you up.
Yeah, winds me up sometimes, but that's Hans.
Yeah, gotcha. Hans is a good guy. We take him out to dinner like once a week as a group. He hangs out with us. Shadow Hex,
yeah, I can harness the souls of the dead. So nice. I actually, a lot of the time, if you find me in my room meditating, I'll just be
hanging out with Elvis.
I'll be garnering the powers of dead souls and just getting their advice, more or less. And that actually makes me stronger. So
nice.
Utilize that when I'm in fights and battles and things like that. I'll get advice from local dead people.
Local dead people who know what's going on. That's cool. Are there any like famous dead people that you like more than other dead people?
Is there one that just hangs around?
Yeah, like you good tight ghost friends.
Yeah, me and Michael Jackson have been hanging lately.
Oh wow!
The only problem is we keep me up at nights because I just make the strangest noise. I'm always in my bed and I just keep hearing this. I don't know why. Every 5 minutes, I just keep.
I could not sleep. That's why you're always cranky.
Your assistant sidekicks are the souls of dead people and the ghost of Michael Jackson. I like it.
Hey man, that's a powerful troop right there.
Hawkfly.
One of my Hawk brothers, growing up on that rooftop, stayed with me. We actually imbued him with some sweet ass tech and eventually like some biological experiments, and he lives like he's gonna live a long time now. Like average Hawk is like maybe 6 years or something like that, but like he'll probably live 100 150, probably even beyond me, so you guys can inherit him.
That's a lot of responsibility,
but yeah. No, he's pretty self-sufficient. Wingsworth is his name, and Wingsworth is also like we can kind of communicate and talk. And if you plug a USB into your car, he can talk to you through the car, but only I can talk to him when he's not plugged in because we speak hawk. Clearly. So
Naturally.
Can you give us a word in native hawk tongue?
What does that mean?
Well, because of the inflection at the end, it means I love you guys.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, if you're not careful and it's like, oh. See, that was slightly different.
Slightly, yeah. The timing was a little different.
Go screw yourself, you morons. So, like, it's got to be careful. Hawk is very, very delicate language. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard the timing difference on that.
Yeah, you did. Well, I'm sure you picked it up.
Yeah. All right. What the people have been waiting for our superhero.
For this to be over.
For this to be over. Who is your arch nemesis? Who are you always at odds with?
Can't even talk about him.
You don't want to.
It's actually a woman.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll go. I guess I'll go. Mega Clock's arch nemesis is Electrostone.
Yeah.
So yeah, Electrostone. He's it's actually just this pillar that kind of just floats around and just messes up all these devices. Like you'll be like, oh yeah, I'm just on my phone. Hey, my battery's dead. What's going on? And then
he's a sentient rock.
Yeah, and he hates technology, and he's just going around messing up all technological things and zapping energy from them. And my God, it's my duty to stop him.
How do you battle?
Well, it's tough.
Techno stuff.
It is tough. I have to
Electrostone.
I have to do a lot of going back in time, just figuring out his next move, and trying to pre-plan for that. I can't go back very far, so I'm trying to figure out because I can't get too close either because then he throws off my rhythm, and I want my rhythm's thrown off, and I'm dancing with two left feet over here.
Wow.
So it's I have to. Lead helps sometimes. One time I trapped him in a lead box.
Yeah.
That seemed to get him for a while. He was like, "This won't be the last of me," and then I got the lead box on him. So that was when I defeated him last.
Got it.
It's just just containing him.
Does he roll himself around or?
He rolls. It mostly kind of floats, just like hovers.
Oh, so he's like a telekinetic.
Yeah.
Rock.
Yeah. Electrostone is. You do not want to mess with Electrostone.
Sounds like a bad dude.
Yeah, real bad dude.
Terrifying. Shadow Hexer, you want me to go?
I mean, I'll take it.
Okay, go for it.
My arch nemesis is actually my brother. His name's Patala Naraka, and he actually controls the underworlds of the far eastern regions of the world. And the problem is that my family, wants me to come back and help take over the rest of the underworlds and the entire Earth. And the problem with that is I have no interest in being in the family business. So my brother Patala actually controls all the fieriest reaches of the underworlds and is one of the most powerful demons seen on this earth. Wow. So my biggest problem is escaping this legacy and trying to defeat them. I have to use the actual earthly powers that we have here today against the underworld reaches that my family possesses.
Love and trust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True brotherhood.
Which is hard enough because I'm a very solo person. So.
Yeah.
We'll get you out of that show.
You got to overcome your character flaws to be able to use your superhero powers.
So I have brothers in the Velocity Chaos Clubhouse.
Got it. Perfect. Well, that's why we're all together. What, Patala Naraka?
Patala Naraka.
Don't
mispronounce it. He doesn't like to.
He's gonna come for you tonight. That guy scares the shit out of me. I don't fight him. I just typically like float around on those days. I just very much like up there, just like calling stuff out for Hex, just like in the earpiece, left, throw your left. Use the holy water. There's a church 3 blocks up the street. You could get in there. You could take shelter for a couple hours.
There's a tall building and the sun is just setting. You should be able to hide there for now.
Don't move. Just trapped on like some water tower, like shadow. That was a scary day where you're trapped in the water tower shadow. And like the legs were too thin, so the light was like just trickling through, but like the actual water tower
almost got a sunburn.
Yeah, that day. Woo! Woo, that was intense. Like Mega Clock had to just keep rewinding like 5 seconds to keep the sun from setting. Oh, actually, we wanted it to set. Oh, yeah. No. Well, it was coming up. It was in the morning. It was in the morning. It would have deleted the shadow.
It was a tough balance.
Yeah, you were just rewinding it so it didn't rise to the noon apex. Yeah.
I saw some things that were going to happen in those 5 seconds, and I had to make sure. You know.
We needed those 5 repeated seconds to come up with a plan.
Yeah.
It's like an Instagram story, just like constantly repeating the song that you've just linked into the thing. And you're just
That's
like,
the other thing.
I want to kill myself.
Mega Clock, he can get very annoyed with himself at times.
Well, he should. There's some personal development he's got going on there.
What about Hawkfly?
Hawkfly, so she's terrifying, like the Lord of Screams.
That sounds terrifying.
Yeah, she. It's hard when she's around. Like I can't communicate with Wingsworth because she's so loud. I can't communicate with you guys because it's just like the frequencies are just like destroying our radio headsets, and it's just rough. Like because you just end up having to just. She separates us from our talents. Like we can't combine our strengths. So it's like she's very good at dividing people's, dividing teams and dividing people.
Yeah. It's like being on a football team in a stadium and the crowd's too loud.
Yeah, exactly. So she really gets in your head. We had a thing for a little while before I figured out she was a villain. She has a lot of different screams. She has scary ones. She has pleasurable ones. That's the thing, man. She's more of a manipulator. She's like one of those kind of like villains that gets in and like turns the friends against each other, and before you know it, too late. Like
she's mad you never called her back.
Yeah, screaming at me.
Psychological warfare.
Yeah,
worst kind.
But she was a good person at one time, and
maybe we'll see where it goes.
We'll see where it goes. Maybe we bring her over to the good side. Hey, that'd be cool.
Hey, we've always got time to change people.
She's got screams so loud they reach me in the sky, so like I just can't get away from it.
I feel you. I appreciate you guys delving into this superhero hypothetical life. I think we flushed these out pretty decently.
Yeah.
So if anyone out there, if you want, we'll put the link to what we used as a name generator. If you want to create your superhero and send it to us.
Yeah.
What are your flaws? What are your powers? Who's your arch nemesis?
It's Chaos. The Chaos League.
That works.
We're all the Chaotix here.
Yeah, the Chaos League with the Chaotix.
Yeah, Chaos League. Join Hawkfly, Mega Clock, and Shadow Hex as they go on multitude of adventures and face down Patella Naraka and
Chaotix out.
Electro Scream and Lord of Screams. No, Electro.
We got to be out of here in 20 seconds.
I'm flying away now.
I did want to mention one other thing, that for a limited time, you too can have your precious delicacies protected for half the cost. You heard me right. Company is now offering 50% off precious delicacy protection for Velocity Chaos listeners and Chaos League Chaotix. That's right. Actually, you don't even have to listen. You just have to use code VCPOD50 for 50% of precious delicacy protection for your first 3 months of protection. So if you want that extra peace of mind for your precious delicacies, get the absolute best precious delicacy protection with Company. This is not an actual product, service, or idea, just in case you thought it was. It's not. If there is something out there with the same name, we are unaware and have no affiliation, offer no judgment on the actual product, service, or idea.
Nice.
Wow. Well, here we are. Are you smarter than a podcaster? I think we'll be doing this on the regular. I enjoyed that last time.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is DJ StowandGo is going to be setting up 10 questions here for us, and we will answer them. Nick and I will take turns alternating. Whatever your answer is, we're going to be going head to head against each other, but also Nick and I are teaming up against you, the listener. So we are going to see who gets the most right out of the 10 questions. You in the comments or email us how many you got right. We had a few people send in, so thank you for that. I don't know, people, I like trivia. It's fun. We just schwanna on this 60th episode. Have a good time. And I think that the groundwork was laid
Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, except for all this part where I'm just stumbling.
We'll keep the tally, but I mean the big thing is like the cumulative score.
Yep.
We'll keep track of that as we go, and we'll see what our
Great, like
our
a
audience.
leaderboard, maybe.
Maybe we'll figure it out.
Yeah, DJ StowandGo, take it away.
All right, fellas. Well, I'm going in the Stow and Go seating on this one. We're pulling out all the trivia questions for you. We'll be all over the place. So let's get it off here with a little bit of movie trivia.
Oh,
okay. In Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, who plays this charismatic character of Willy Wonka?
I know the answer.
Am I going first? I'll go. I'll go on odds. You go on evens.
I'll repeat the question. In this movie, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, who played Willy Wonka?
That's okay. The question is.
It's kind of a trick question.
It is a trick question.
You got to pick apart the title of the film.
Yeah. Is it then or is it now?
I think it's the now one because I think the old one was just Willy Wonka.
Or was it Charlie in the Chocolate Factory?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You saved me.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Gene Wilder because Charlie in the Chocolate Factory I think is the new one.
I don't know. I think the new one's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh no!
Because it was more about his story, wasn't it?
Oh no! So which one do you think is the old one?
Charlie in the Chocolate Factory.
And you think the new one is about
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
All right, I'll go with that. I'm gonna say Johnny Depp. Final answer. To protect our score from the listeners, you should pick Gene Wilder so that we will stay ahead of we have an advantage here, the two-part harmony.
You gotta stop picking binary questions.
Yeah. Dang, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody. Which one was it? Damn you, Mega Clock, keeping us on time.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I will go with the answer of Gene Wilder.
You would be correct. The answer is Gene Wilder in the 1971 film Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Okay, we covered our bases.
That was definitely a trick question.
But you were wrong, but right.
Yeah.
We covered our bases.
Yeah.
Wait, so the original one was Willy?
Is Willy Wonka.
Yeah, because it was more iconic. I think like they were going for the Willy Wonka thing, but I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, we got you guys over the bridge right now.
All right, moving on to number 2. Flight recorders on airplanes, commonly referred to as the black box, are what color?
I think I have an answer.
I will just I will say black. I don't know. I'm gonna
Red/orange. Does that count? Do I have to say one? Red. Fine. Red.
I'm play dumb and go black.
Final answer. The color is orange.
Oh, come on!
Very close. Very close.
Is that half a point?
They're about the size of a shoebox. They're actually not black at all.
Got
Because
me.
it'd be hard to find them. They have to be orange so you can find them.
Come on.
All right. Moving on to number 3. What was the title of the first ever YouTube video?
Title of the first ever YouTube.
This is a hard one.
Oh, it's your turn, but I think I know it.
It's Notch 55. Isn't it like man bouncing ball? Oh man, that's my final answer.
I am pretty sure it's something with a zoo. So I'm gonna. It's like, is it like Atlanta Zoo, lions or something? Something along like something with a zoo. That's that's
It's
best I got.
definitely not bouncing ball. So I'll give you the point on this one. It is Me at the Zoo.
Me
at the
The first video is uploaded on April 23rd, 2005. It's 25-year-old man Jawed Karim is in front of 2 elephants at the San Diego Zoo.
Oh, that was close.
Yep. That's a hard one. That was
So we count that?
I would give you that.
All right.
I'd give you. There's a lot of YouTube out there.
If I had just gone with the orange.
Yeah. So if anyone answered that one, if you got something with the zoo, you get the point.
Yeah, you can
Totally give you that one. All right, here's one. We'll bring it a little more local. What is the official title of the national anthem of the United States of America?
I will say
the
Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah.
You would be correct. It is the Star Spangled Banner. All right, moving on to number 5. In what year was the restaurant chain McDonald's founded?
I'm going to say 1956.
I was thinking later. I was going to say 67.
Nick, you'd be so close. It is 1955.
No!
Dang.
So close.
1 year.
Twice. 2 answers are so close.
That one's going to be in multiple choice next
That one's going
that
to haunt
one
me forever.
55. Wow, you were by the skin of your teeth.
Dude, that one's going to haunt me.
All right, we're going to bring it back to the movie realm, so I know at least 50% of our hosts can probably nail this one. The famous line, "You talking to me?" was made famous by Robert De Niro in what 1970s film?
It's me first. Is it Taxi Driver?
Taxi Driver.
You would be correct. It is Taxi Driver. Very good. Very good.
Did I guess 56 or 57?
56. And I said 67.
Okay, great.
There you go. We're tallying them up here, and we'll bring it to another topic that's familiar for the Velocity Chaos podcast. What is the capital of Australia? This is shameful if we don't know this.
This is shameful. The capital is... Oh, my gosh.
Dun, dun.
You got like 4 cities to try.
Do we cover our bases again? Or?
I don't know.
I'm playing against the listeners at this point, man. Like I have some personal pride in this, but it's all about me versus you.
I'll give you, if you guys want, I'll give you this one as a multiple choice.
What do you think? Do we hit our what's it called?
This is your one out. This is your
Our what was it called in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Your
Lifeline.
Lifeline.
Multiple choice.
You want to make this multiple choice?
I feel like it's just going to name all the ones that we're going to name.
Well, just name the 4. I mean, Sydney.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Sydney or Brisbane, but it's probably not Brisbane.
Victoria, I thought.
Oh,
but is Victoria a region?
Maybe
or is it a city? I don't know.
Both. I was going to say Sydney. I don't know if we want to do multiple choice.
Multiple choice?
Yeah, multiple choice.
But I feel like it's going to be in there anyway.
Let's make the multiple
even
choice.
if it's wrong.
Multiple choice.
All right. So your multiple choice answers would be Sydney, Canberra, Brisbane, and Perth.
Oh, Perth threw me off.
Yeah. I'm just going to double down and say Sydney.
Dang.
Sydney, Canberra, Brisbane, and Perth.
Oh, man. This is going to be...
I'll stick with Sydney.
All right, cool.
You would be incorrect. It is Canberra.
Oh,
I know I'm pronouncing that incorrectly
gosh.
somewhere. So all you Australian listeners out there, please correct me on that one if I'm butchering it.
Oh, man. So we both said Sydney.
Okay. Here's another multiple choice for you guys. This one's a fun one. And it's a fun one for me because I have to work on my pronunciations. So, nephelococcygia is the practice of doing what?
We burned our multiple choice, dude.
No, this one already is
Okay.
choice. Nephelococcygia is the practice of doing what? Is it A, the study of flags, B, the practice of finding shapes in clouds, C, the practice of controlled breathing, or D, the study of genetics?
And say the word again.
Nephelococcygia.
So
Can you use it in a sentence?
No.
Can you
wrong game.
can you define it? What's the definition of nephelococcygia? I will say the shape of clouds is my guess.
Okay.
Nephelococcygia.
A, the study of flags. B, the practice of finding shapes in clouds. C, the practice of controlled breathing. Or D, the study of genetics.
I'm going to go with C, controlled breathing.
Ooh. Luke, you would win this one. It is the practice of finding shapes in clouds.
Jeez, Luke is just carrying. I almost had those 2 hard ones, though.
Nephelococcygia.
Dang.
All right, we're coming down to the end here. We got 2 more left.
Okay.
This is a 2-parter, so you can get bonus points on this one. You can actually, so you can boost your score here. Who was the first Olympic athlete to achieve a perfect score in the Olympics? And you'll get a second point or a bonus point if you can guess the sport. Who was the first Olympic athlete to achieve a perfect score in the Olympics?
Wow. So it's in a performance-based sport. So
I'll give you the years in 1976.
It It's performance. It's got to be performance. So
yeah.
Oh man, 1976. So it's an odd year. So is that winter?
Oh Jesus.
Well, they're all odd years. Wait, aren't they all odd years?
They're all even.
That's what I mean. Even.
Yeah.
They're all even. So it doesn't matter. You'd have to work your way all the way back.
Yeah,
it'd take forever.
That would. That would be 76.
It was
80,
it was summer
so 20.
games.
That's 25 off of 2000. 5 off of 2000. So what was 2000? what was 20? 2020 was summer, right? So it's summer.
So summer, but that's crazy. What do they rate people on in the Summer Olympics like that? Score perfect
floor stuff or vaults.
Oh, the gymnastics. Okay, so gymnastics.
Yeah.
Perfect score in gymnastics. I don't know any 76 athletes, so I'm just gonna guess gymnastics and say Annie Smith.
See, yeah, when he was first, I was going to say it was Simone Biles, but Glenn Rogers on the uneven bars or parallel bars.
All right, final answers.
Yeah.
Luke dialing it in. It was not Glenn Rogers. However, it was the uneven bars in gymnastics.
What?
That's astonishing. In 1976, Romanian athlete Nadia Comaneci became the first gymnast in Olympic history to be awarded a perfect 10 in her performance on the uneven bars.
So do I not get points for saying gymnastics?
I feel like you get a point for gymnastics.
Okay,
I think we just give Luke two. That's astonishing.
For nailing it. Okay, fine.
Against the uneven bars.
Fine. He already won, so.
All right, now we're coming down to 10. Come down to 10. This is a fun one. This could be a little party knowledge. I like to pull this one out every now and then. Number 10. What children's nursery rhyme was written about the bubonic plague?
Ring Around the Rosie.
Oh,
I shouldn't have said that because then you're gonna know.
Well, you said it so confidently. I feel like I have to.
No, you can't.
I know. I was supposed to answer first.
Red Rover.
What? Itsy Bitsy Spider.
No, you're just taking a header. Did you know it? Did you actually know it?
No.
Okay, so I'm pretty confident it's Ring Around the Rosie.
The final answer is Ring Around the Rosie.
Cool.
The classic kids song refers to rosy rings around your eyes that would happen when you get the bubonic plague. Very pleasant stuff. Very pleasant. But that would be our dose of trivia. Take two.
Nice. Those were good ones. You're really nailing it.
Getting a little difficult here. Getting kind of granular.
But these are some good ones. Very eclectic mix. Again, if you guys followed along and you feel like you just want to submit your answers without cheating and just go with your first one, send them in. We'd be happy to take a look and keep track of your scores for you. If you guys want to get on the Velocity Chaos leaderboard, let us know. This is all honor system. So right now, we have no way of verifying if you're a genius or a liar. Or genius liar.
Don't be a hero, mate. You look after your mates, and your mates will always look after you. Yeah, cheers.
Speaking of geniuses, we are going to talk about one of the latest geniuses to appear in Australia. This is Australian news, where we go down under and we clip a piece of Australian news just for you guys, bringing it all the way over here to the States. And hey, maybe there's some Australian listeners down there and you guys already know about this. So it doesn't matter to us. We just are fascinated by the great world that exists down under the equator. Today, talking about geniuses, I want to talk to you guys about Speckles, the psychic alligator, crocodile, lizard.
What a nice
nice name for man-eater.
Speckles is a 4.7 meter male saltwater crocodile. And with conversion, we know is that 7 feet? That's pretty close to 7 feet.
What was it? 4.6?
4.7.
4.7.
With conversion, that's definitely over 7 feet.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
yeah.
Definitely over 7 feet. That's also a big ass crocodile. He was tasked with predicting the outcome of the prime minister election that happened on May 21st down in Australia. So they just elected a new prime minister down there. And Speckles, who apparently has some shining abilities, was able to go in, and they asked him, what do you think is going to happen? Speckles resides at the Crocodile Park in Darwin. I'm not making that up. That's a place that I would really love to go to, Crocodile. And essentially, he was shown 2 pictures of the candidates. They were big printouts. Current Prime Minister Scott Morrison and the opponent Anthony Albanese. And then they were hung up on like a thing in the water, and 2 tow lines were dropped from each one, a single one from each, with a bunch of chicken at the bottom of each tow line. And essentially, it was Speckles' job to determine who he thought was going to win the election. So he actually pondered on it quite a bit. He actually, really contemplated his choices. His caregiver said that both candidates were more than welcome to come on down and give Speckles their pitch for what they would do leading the country. Both refused, and the caregiver said that's probably a good idea anyway, because it just fall on deaf alligator ears. He's already made up his mind. So Speckles picked the challenger, Albanese. So he picked Anthony Albanese the day before the election. Hopped up, jumped up out of the water, grabbed that chicken, nommed it. And lo and behold, the election results a day later, which is just a week ago upon recording this podcast, Anthony Albanese won the election.
Wow.
Hey.
So if you got something you need to know about your life and your future, you head on down to talk to Speckles down at Crocodile Park in Darwin, and he will hook you up with a prophecy that'll knock your socks off. I bet you 5 hours later, though, he just went over and napped up the rest of that chicken hanging from the other guy. He's like, I'll save that for later.
Yeah.
I changed my mind.
What if it's like a total misinterpretation? Like, oh, I bit that guy. I mean, I don't like him. Like,
No, he was right.
Yeah,
He's right.
Until
Speckles
they
was right.
put 10 of them out there, and then they pick the right one. Like these are just because they do like stuff with like squids and stuff, or like
you guys are doubting Speckles? Get out of here.
no, not Speckles, but in general, people. This is just news stuff that they'll do like for the Super Bowl. Oh, we have this ram that picks the Super Bowl.
He'll
winner.
run through one of these walls.
with each one of these that we do, I'm just like, find how relatable Australians are. They're just down there drinking beers. Like, we got my mate Puxatony Speckles. He out here. He gonna pick the Prime Minister, mate. Hey, well, Tony, can you believe it?
What if he got it right so many times, and then they were just like, all right, we don't need everyone to go out and vote. We're just gonna let this alligator pick.
Yeah.
Speckles, get in there.
They'll just run our whole country for us.
Yeah.
One sucky short of a sick pack. Oh man. Or however the phrase goes. Anyway, that was it for the 60th episode of Australian News.
That was good. Yeah. I mean, that just goes to show you that in life, when, you can't make a decision and you're tied, your hands are tied, call on Speckles. Speckles will bail you out. He'll make the tough calls when the tough calls, need to be made, because, we all have our villains that we're fighting, whether we're flying high in the sky or, teleporting through shadows or teleporting back 5 seconds in time. It's all relative to who you are inside, because when we get down to it, when you're stuck in the muddy waters and the only way you can't see anything in front of you, the only way is to put out the feels. That's right, the electric feels of the electric eels. They're just trying to love people around them, and maybe they love too much, and they don't know how to love because no one's ever loved them. So they're just learning. So don't be so hard on the eels of life, because you might hear the screams of the Lord of Screams, or Patella Naraka is coming and you don't know what to do. And Electro Stone is also messing up and you can't look it up on the internet because your phone's dead now. Like, you don't know what to do. It all brings it back to, Gene Wilder being one of the best to do it at the zoo. And you're just singing the Star Spangled Banner, taking a taxi cab, just trying to figure out where you need to go. Ringing around the rosy. It all comes back to Speckles in the end, biting meat. All right, recommendation station here. Pulling in DJ StowandGo, did you have something for us?
Choo choo. Yeah, I do have one. Actually, I would like to recommend the book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a But I'm not normally into, here I'm pulling my notes here, of course. I'm not normally into self-help books or the usual way of go be yourself. This is the bigger, badder you, and this is all that matters, and this is how you need to take on life. Not really my flow. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a is a great take on life and how to go about setting expectations properly. The author kind of puts a twist on everyday moments and puts it in perspective, and I really enjoy. I just really enjoy the take. It kind of brings you back down to earth on what realities are, and with so many book recommendations out there, this one's a fast read. It's very simple. I mean, it's.
Are there pictures?
There are no pictures, unfortunately. But
please have pictures.
Yeah, from an author. What's his name? Mark Manson. Just put things like in his whole journey of going through his writing career and other jobs he's had and his expectations he dealt with other people, and bringing that back to, no, it's about me. It's about your expectations on yourself and just living every day.
Nice.
So definitely a good read. I strongly recommend it.
I like it. That is a great recommendation. I know it's on my Goodreads list to check out. If you do give a bleep about that phrase that I just bungled in the Australian segment, it's actually, I just looked it up. It's one stubby short of a six-pack. So it's not sucky, it's stubby. But that's me. One stubby short of a six-pack. This was the 60th episode of Velocity Chaos Podcast. Thank you so much to our listeners who've been trooping through with us all the way to this point. We couldn't do it without you guys. We could, but we won't. So you better stick with us. I'm just kidding. We still will, because we also do it for each other. It's fun. We got this Chaos League going on. We stick together. We fight fights and battle fights, and we really, we troop through, and we have a good time. So if you guys want to continue to interact with us, you can find us on all the social medias at Velocity Chaos Pod. You can email us at velocitychaospodcast@gmail.com. We're happy to take in any ideas you might have. We're happy to chat with you about things we've already covered in the show. We also encourage fact checking. We know some of you out there are already doing that for us. We appreciate that. And look, it's all about building community out there and having a good time doing it. So thank you for listening. Tell your friends. Tell us how we're doing or how bad we're doing. Join in on trivia. Let's keep track of that and make sure we have some geniuses in our following. So anyway, this is Nick. Thanks for listening to episode 60 of the Velocity Chaos Podcast.
And this is Luke, thanking you as well, all you superheroes out there. We appreciate it. If you were keeping track of the scores, I got 6 right out of 11 points. Nick got 4, but together we got 7 of 11. So, challenge us. Do it. Let us know what you got. And like we always say, have a good one. Thank you for tuning in to the Velocity Chaos Podcast. We upload new episodes every Monday and Thursday. Be sure to subscribe and rate us on iTunes, Spotify, or your podcast platform of choice. Interact with us on Instagram at Velocity Chaos Pod or on Facebook and YouTube at Velocity Chaos Podcast. We are grateful for your time and hope you enjoyed it here. Please tell a friend, and thank you once again.